What's up, guys? Today is day 252 of 365 days of practice. I've had a good, calm day. So, got some things done that needed to happen, had some fun sewing. And yeah, trying to not think too much about world events that have happened this week. There's been a lot of violence. It makes me really sad. But at the same time, apologize. At the same time, I'm feeling a lot of joy still. Joy in my family, joy in my home, joy in serving others. So, hold on, my dog was left outside and he's having a hard time staying out there. Hold on. Coda, you're so silly. You wanna go lay down? He thinks that he's just an inside dog. And it's partially my fault because when he was littler or younger and I left him outside while we were gone, he dug holes all the time, and my garden just means more to me than that. So he gets to stay inside when I'm gone. Luckily, and I don't crate him or anything. He doesn't get into anything. He just goes into my bedroom, which is also his bedroom, and just sleeps in there. He has a couple of other spots, but yeah, he doesn't get into stuff. It's weird. He's such an abnormal dog. He doesn't bark. It's just so weird. You're so weird. Unless it's unless he's trying to chase an animal out of our backyard, then he'll bark as he's running out the door. It's hilarious. So I was gonna do sight reading, and then I was gonna work on the Dying Poet, but I figured I would do a Debussy because it's been a minute. And I was flipping through and I was like, oh, it's been a minute since I've played the Deux Arabesques, and I really like that song. I don't really think I learned it fully before. So this isn't a sight reading, but it's just it's visiting an old friend, if you will. So, but anyways, I was talking about the current events that are going on in the world right now, and finding peace still in my home, and I think I know that's all due to Jesus Christ. When I trust him, when I turn my heart to him, when I do what he wants me to do, and I love him, then peace can be found in my experience and what I have experienced, which isn't, I've not had a crazy hard life, but there's been hard things, and I know when I turn to him, it becomes a whole lot easier to bear, and I can still find joy, period. Both can be true. I can feel joy in the same day that I feel immense sadness. In fact, I feel like that happens more often than not because there's this law of opposition that exists, and you can't have one without the other. You can't feel extreme joy unless you know what pain is like and sadness is like. So, not that I like pain and sadness, but I'm grateful for it because my joy that I have experienced has been exquisite. And so, at times, and so I'm grateful for that. So, just remember that, if you're worried about what's going on in the world, lean on Jesus Christ, lean on Heavenly Father. Don't get angry. Don't lean on your anger, please. Be a peacemaker. Let other people feel the dignity that they deserve because they're human beings and they're children of Heavenly Father. And so they just deserve to be treated like a human. So, well, that's what I've got to say. And I have about 15 minutes. I'm actually going to set a timer. Set a timer for 15 minutes, please. Okay, let's do this. Oh well. I love this song. That was pretty. I forgot how much I love that song. Oh my goodness, that is so much fun to play. Oh, such a beautiful song. And like, if I'm going to assess how well I played, I would say that for not playing it for several months, it wasn't bad. Of course, like, I wish it were perfect, but it's not going to be perfect if I haven't touched it in a while. So it was pretty, like, that is, practicing gets you a halfway, like, touching the piano every single day gets you a halfway decent performance. If you haven't touched a song in a long time, but it's like part of your repertoire, you can play it still relatively all right. You know, like, obviously there were mistakes. There were plenty of mistakes, but it was still an all right song. And it would have been even better if I wouldn't have stopped to fix the mistakes and I would have just plowed through it. So still something 30 years of practicing later that I got to work on. There's just something that humans just need to be right. We just need to fix mistakes that we make, and it's like this ingrained thing. And most of my students are the same way. If they make a mistake, they have to stop and fix it. And that is good when you're practicing, but when you're performing, it's not a good practice. All right, I don't have very much time for the dying poet, but we're going to make do with the time that we have. I really wanted to just play. I kind of like the idea of playing through something that I don't play normally, and then practice almost as my warm-up, and then practicing the other stuff. But I wish, once I have my quilt done, which I can show you guys when I'm finished with the quilt top, but once I have that done, then I can focus on this, and I need to focus on my garden too, but I can give more time to this and practicing for my concert. I really need to start that this week. So, I don't know. I'm hoping to divide my time this weekend between making the quilt and piano stuff. I'm going to do that again. Last night, with the buildup of all of the current events that have been happening this week, kind of just hit me, and I wanted so desperately just to sit down and play depressing songs, sad songs, and all the things. And this is actually probably a good tribute for all the people that have passed away this week because of violence. It's such a beautiful song. I was thinking about Charlie Kirk, who passed away yesterday, was brutally murdered, and in some way or fashion, he was a poet, in his craft. I think you could be a poet in any craft you have, I am a pianist, but I can be a poet by speaking to emotions as I'm playing, and trying to draw those emotions out of the piano, and it moves people. Poetry moves people, and what he did was he moved people by his words, and by his vast knowledge. And so in some ways this is kind of the song for him, which is kind of cool, also kind of sad because he died. lost there for a second. Into it too much and I got distracted. Turn right there. Nope, that was wrong. I got the flat sharp. I played the sharp there. Alright, let's do that again. got to go. Oh, that was such a short amount of time. I like practicing longer than that. I've got to find more time to practice. Okay, I'm gonna make a priority to practice for like a good 40 minutes to an hour tomorrow. That means I need to be done with everything else earlier in the day. All right, I can do that. I will make it happen. I have to practice more. I have to give more time to it, especially since I have a concert coming up. Okay. The Let's Get Down to Business song from Mulan just went through my head. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns, but this is let's get down to business to get ready for my concert. I love that song. I did that song for a like as a fun skit in my youth group growing up. A bunch of us girls danced to it. It was so much fun. So I love that song. All right, I've got to go. I hope you guys have a really good day. Thanks for joining me for day 252 of 365 days of practice. I've already been thinking ahead and starting to think about what I'm going to do once I am done with this challenge, and I'm very excited for my plans. I've got to start writing them down actually so that it'll happen. So can't wait. Thanks for joining me. You guys are awesome. Bye.